everyone, welcome to Stamping Up with Sabrina. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little sort of a cross between a little box and a little bag. This idea is not uniquely my own. I got this from poodles.co.uk, and she does some wonderful packaging and fun little boxes and things. I did, however, change the size just a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to go about making this. This here is a perfect size for a lot of little things. It could be couple of tea lights, it could be a bath bomb, it could be a whole bunch of different little things, a bunch of chapsticks, a couple of nail polishes. They all fit in here. So let's go ahead. We're going to start off with a piece of cardstock, and it's half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So it's 8.5 inches wide and 5.5 inches high. And then you're going to score it at 2 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and then you're going to score it at 4 inches. Then you're going to score it at 6 5/8, and then you're going to score it at 8, leaving you half an inch on the side here, and that's the part that's going to put it all together. Then you're going to turn your paper, and this side here that's on the left, you're going to take your pencil and you're going to mark a B on it so that it's bottom, because there's very little difference in measurements between the bottom and the top. But we want to have the wider piece for the top, so that's why we need to mark the B for the bottom. So you're going to go and you're going to line it up with the 5.5 inches across the top, and you're going to score at 1 3/8 and then at 4. Okay, leaving you 1.5 up here. So there's 1/8 of an inch difference between the bottom and the top. So that's why we're marking the bottom. And then the next thing you're going to do is you can take an oval punch, and I don't have my oval punch yet. So I'm going to be using my banner punch to make the handle at the top of the box here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making sure it's at the top, so we have the bottom there, and we're going to be using the top parts of the two wider sections here. So you're going to have the right edge of the punch along the score line, and you're going to have the banner in the center of that section there. And you're going to punch it, and you can keep those because we'll be using those. And then you're just going to flip it over. Okay, and then you're going to line it up with the previous one and punch. Oop, wasn't too good. But anyway, so there you have your little handle. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do the same thing on the other piece there. Try and line it up so it's at the same height as the other one. Flip it over. Line it up. That one worked out much better. So we need 2 of those little banner pieces that we will be using. The next little thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our scissors, and we're going to be cutting this little section off from the bottom here. So you can go ahead and snip that off. Okay, these other parts here you're going to cut on either side of the score line and then pull that little piece out. So I'll just show you here. So up through that score line, either side of the score line, and from the back you're going to pull that piece off. So you have this little piece that you're pulling off, and you're going to do the same with the other ones here. So your piece should look like this when you're done. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is on these 2 parts here, those smaller pieces, you're going to snip off just a little bit because it overlaps about 1/16 of an inch So you can go ahead and just snip a little bit off of those pieces here. If it overlaps, you add extra bulk, so we don't want that. And then you're going to put some sticky strip on this piece right here. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is we are going to take our fast fuse, or you can use snail, and we're going to take our designer paper. For our designer paper, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 2.5 inches square, and you're going to need 2 pieces that are 1 1/4 by 2.5. Okay, and these pieces go like this. So you can go ahead and put those on now. It's easier to do it now rather than later. And then you're just going to fit those in so that you have about a 1/16 of an inch around the designer paper and the score lines. So the next thing you can do is you can go ahead and fold your score lines. And then you can take your backing off of your sticky tape. Just love that static in there. And then you can go ahead and put that together. And then at the bottom, you're going to decide, remember where the front is. Okay, the part where we attached it, we want it to be the back. So this is going to be the front, and that will be the last piece that gets folded down. So we're going to put it down like that and like that. And then some sticky tape on here. And that would have been easier to do beforehand, but I forgot. And then I like to take just another little piece and we fold that over. There we go. So this is our front. Now we have a score line that's going all the way around there. So we're going to pinch the top of our box without making the pleat or the fold going all the way up. So we want to just kind of like an egg carton. Okay, like so. Okay, then we're going to do the same on the other end here. Not an egg carton, I meant a milk carton. Okay, so there we have our our little bag box. And then we are going to take a 1.5 inch circle that we've punched, and then a 1 inch circle that we've punched, and then we have those little banner pieces. So you'll have a couple extra unless you want to use all of them. And what I did is I put a piece of dimensional on the back of the banner, and I put it in the hanging over the edge. Okay, and then on this piece we're going to stamp a sentiment, and for this one I used cheer from Endless Wishes. So on this one I'm going to use the word joy, and I'm going to be using, I don't have my garden green ink yet, so for my green I've been using my Mossy Meadow. It's not a perfect match, but it works out okay. So garden green would be a little bit better for this paper, considering the cardstock is garden green. And this is a piece of crumb cake, and so we're just going to stamp the word, ink the word joy, and we're going to stick it on here. There we go. And then we're going to take a dimensional, actually we're going to use 2 dimensionals because I want that to pop up a bit more, and since we've already used a layer here, we want to have an additional layer for this. So then we're going to center the joy, and then we can go ahead and stick a couple more on there. And we're going to center that. There we go. If you wanted to, you could always have 2 of your banner pieces going down like that rather than having them go that way. It's entirely up to you. And I don't have my crumb cake ribbon yet, but I do have my my cotton ribbon, my natural cotton I think it's called. And I'm going to be using a piece of that to tie a bow. And you don't have to tie a bow if you don't want to. You can always just tie a knot. Didn't cut enough ribbon. So if it's something you want opened easily, you want to make sure that you don't tie a tight knot. Okay, so we have a loose knot here. And there we have our second little box bag. They're really, really cute. You can fit a lot of little things in there. You can even put a little bit of tissue paper in there so that they can't see through the handle. So there we go. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you'll have fun making these cute little stocking stuffer boxes, or boxes that you want to hang on the tree or just stick under the tree, or just to give as a gift. You can have a basket full of these, whatever you want to do. So thank you for joining me, and have fun stamping and paper crafting. Bye for now.